It's very appropriate. It's a good way to start the day today on a Wednesday. Mel Tucker officially fired. And what does it mean and all the rest? We're going to get to it. But it is something you and I brought up. It feels like Mel Tucker and the con artists he called assistants pulled off one of the great cons in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
I said this weeks ago. Anyone who was saying, hey, K9, he owes him the money, he's the only... You weren't right then, but you're sure as hell right now. Because this guy... I mean this when I say it. I was talking to David. The only person that I think pulled off a con similar locally is Steve Mariucci. Mooch came here as an alleged Super Bowl caliber coach, comes to the Lions, and is completely exposed, never coaches again. It was just a con. It was like you bought this thing, and it was none of the things that you were promised.
Dreamy blue eyes. Yeah.
Right. And I look at Mel Tucker losing his job today. Officially, the only word I feel is relief. See, for you guys out there, you may not understand it. I'm keenly aware where my school is at. They're not Michigan or Ohio State. We're not close. We weren't getting closer. And if Mel Tucker wasn't such a moron, we'd be stuck with him for at least another year, which would further crater the program. Do I know beyond shadow of a doubt MSU will hire a good coach? No, of course I don't know that. Do I know that it'll work? No, I'm not sure of that. But you know what I'm sure of? Especially after watching last Saturday? Mel Tucker wasn't the only con artist in town. Look at the coordinators he hired and then retained. Look at the staff he put together. Look at the product he put on the field after 3 or 4 years, depending on how you view COVID. I mean, MSU's offensive line is MAC caliber. You're fired. It's the worst group of skill position players I can remember at Michigan State. You're fired. Your starting quarterback should be playing at Toledo, and he's a D'Antonio recruit. No one you brought in won the job. You're fired. Defensively,
I didn't even think about that.
No, you're right. Defensively, you've been basically worse than the 100th rated defense every year you're here. You kept your DC. You didn't make any meaningful schematic changes. You said you were going to take over coaching the DBs personally. How'd that work out? There's no talent here. There's nothing. And so for all the people clutching their pearls, oh boy, I'll tell you, they're going to lose a lot to the portal. What? What are they losing to the portal? It's like when you drain a can of like vegetables and you drain out the veggie juice. That's what's hitting the portal. Ain't nobody drinking that.
Veggie juice.
MSU's players are the juice to the peas, and you're pouring it down the drain. Who do I care if they leave? So today, I think it just marks MSU had all the leverage. The way they handled its suspension without pay, the way they've handled their statements, the way that they did the notice to terminate and then followed it up with the statement today where Alan Haller flexed on him. He just dunked on him. You even have Tom Mars in the paper going, yeah, Tuck, oh boy. If he decided to sue, it wouldn't hold up. So you have a very good chance by common sense a deal's already been struck. He goes bye-bye. And MSU should already have some generation of a list beginning.
Back channels.
And you start your process. Yeah. Will the season be a clown car? Sure it will. I mean, hell, probably was going to be anyways, right? I was begging for 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. So I would like to know from people and from Rico, is it insane to feel relief on a day like today? I'm relieved that I know it wasn't going to work with this guy, so maybe it'll work with someone else. I'm relieved I don't have to hear about the contract anymore. I'm relieved I don't have to watch my Nona die over 18 months as the cancer ravages her body, i.e. Mel Tucker slowly dying over the next year and a half. It was painless. It's over. It happened at 1 a.m., and you go, well, he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm relieved.
Want to go get something to eat?
That's it.
I mean, it's really
There's nothing left to do.
Yeah.
Michigan and OSU are going to continue to battle to win this conference until someone else decides to change it. That doesn't change with my school being bad.
No. I think we brought it up when it first happened. It is the relief of knowing you don't have to hear about the $100 million contract. It's gone. Now you get to start over, find a new coach, and you're losing recruits. Okay.
Who? He wasn't recruiting.
Because they've lost 2 so far, and I think everybody's waiting to see what happens with Nick Marsh, the wide receiver. But my thing is this. When the next coach comes in here, if you have a good enough coach, he's going to be bringing his own Louis. He's going to be bringing his own people. So, okay, you're just kind of clearing out space.
Yeah, you don't get to have it both ways. All right, so if this is going to be a talking point for MSU haters of, it'll destroy recruiting. Really? Our recruiting class was 60th. 60th. Yeah. We were like 14th in the Big Ten. You know why? Tuck was busy doing other things. He wasn't recruiting. They had a tiny 11 or 12 person class. Oh, no, whatever will I do? Guys, it's today's college football.
Right. You can if you're good enough, you hire a good enough coach, those players will come back. If not, you may be in on better players depending on what happens. But right now it was a rudderless ship where it was hard to sell recruits on what exactly is this program again? You don't know. And, yeah, I can't see the offensive or defensive coordinator being retained by whoever comes in to coach.
Please. Scotty Hazelton and Jay Johnson will never sniff a Power 5 coordinator job again.
It'll be kind of interesting to follow and see where they go next.
It'll be the same as D'Antonio's country club. They'll all go group of 5. Yeah, that's all. It's the same thing. They're low-caliber garbage. They're grifters, all of them.
I wonder if K9 shows up to the Bellagio. He was a part of the 11.
Cut him another check.
I told you it would work.
But I'd like to know from the people. I mean, maybe Rico and I are in the clouds. Just a couple of slap bleep Sparties. No one's telling you it's sunny and 75 out. Yeah. Of course, I wish the program was in a better spot. But I don't think this somehow makes it worse.
And no one's saying that it's a great thing, but I do think it's a better thing because you get to move on. The weight is gone. The sword of Damocles got cut. You get to move forward, get a new coach, and start fresh.
Now, my faith they'll find the right coach,
okay,
not high.
That's another show.
Not high.
That's another show down the line.
All right.
You know what? Until you give us the names, then you can talk about your faith in them.
I have a robust list, and it's broken down into categories.
Oh.
We have dream sequences. We have bold, aggressive, yet sensible.
DVD bin.
And then we have the risk it biscuit pile. And then on the bottom, it's called the WIC card.
The DVD bin?
Right. We have the Lethal Weapon 3 selections at the bottom of the list.
Does anybody want Home Alone?
Right.
I've got you covered.
I got the Home Alone cassette VHS tape.
I don't feel it's appropriate to bring the list to light yet. But it's categorized. I have reasons. I got pros and cons.
I see a lot of the list and a lot of the names are the same regurgitated names. But we talked about it. You lose credibility when you throw certain names on that list, and it just says you're lazy. And this person once had a ice cream cone at the dairy store.
This guy stopped by John's Steak and Onion and used the restroom on his way to get back on a 96.
He had a Melting Moments ice cream. There you go. He's in. Pat Shermer. There you go. Pat Narduzzi.
Now, again, if they make that type of hire, it's also very easy for me. I'm done.
If they make that type of
I walk
hire,
away.
Then I think they've told everybody that this is going to be a long-term.
Here's the question I would have. Here's the question I would have for people. 2 ways. What is your reaction to Mel Tucker finally being gone? It's over. It's done. Is it relief? Is it happiness? Sadness? Is it shock? But
is it embarrassment?
See, it's not for me.
No, but
he did something stupid. The school didn't. The players didn't. I would take more embarrassment from a player scandal than this guy being arguably Mel Tucker might be the dumbest human on the planet.
But not necessarily a Mel Tucker thing, but embarrassment because you love Michigan State and it just is another black eye that some people may feel that way. And it's okay if you feel that way.
Yeah, I do.
248-539-9797.
I'm more embarrassed running 6 screenplays against Maryland and completing none
Mike,
of them.
you're a different breed.
That's more embarrassing.
We've already established that.
That's
different.
fair. Okay. All right. Noted. Here's the other one. What kind of hire does MSU need to make? From a stylistic standpoint, what type of do they need a proven Power 5 guy? Which, guys, that's rare to do. It's very rare you steal a Power 5 guy from a good program and he goes somewhere else. Now, LSU did it with Brian Kelly, but it's rare.
Oh, yeah, USC did it with Lincoln Riley.
Do you need an inexperienced Power 5 coach who just might be turning around where they're at, but we don't know yet? Do you want the group of 5 superstar? Do you want the sexy coordinator? Do you want the prodigy? Do you want a spread offense? Do you want a recruiter? Do you want a CEO, a coach prime type? Like, what does MSU need to do to get it right in your mind? I don't even need a name.
Or do you want to bring back the former coach?
Stop. Okay, you're done.
No, Mike.
Kindly leave.
There are some who feel this way.
And I have a name for those people.
Not me, but there are some who are like, why don't we just bring Coach D back?
The word rhymes with Bass Dole.
Okay.
That's what those people are.
A sass dole.
248-539-9797. We'll get to the Lions later. But the announcement that Mel Tucker's officially been terminated, it broke, I don't know, within the hour. Let's riff for a little bit. And obviously, Rico's willing to throw out some salacious names as the next coach. I'm more interested in the perception of what they need to do. The perception of how good is this job. I really would love to know.
And as we talked about yesterday, look past the name, but it's, are you willing to go and act like a top 15 program? Because that's what my bar is.
Yeah, they're not. You're gonna be disappointed.
There's going to be 12 teams in the playoffs. If you're top 15, that means you're competing every year for one of those spots.
And it may happen, but it won't be because they have a well put together plan. There is no evidence to suggest that Michigan State University, an interim president, an AD who I think is way too inexperienced for this, is not a shark, and a Fraggle Rock board of trustees with their own agendas can cohesively come together while looping in the elite boosters to formulate an unbelievable recruiting package. There is no evidence in the history of this school to suggest they can do that.
I mean, you're right. You're right, because the boosters are ready. They're ready to move. They want to move forward. They want to get a coach. They want to make Michigan State relevant again. You saw that, just how much they invested into Mel Tucker.
Timeout. Hats. Just in time for election season. Make State great again. And we can make the hats green. Or we can make them red and just trip people out. It'd be exciting. Oh. David, would you wear a Make State great again?
Make them black.
We can do whatever we want. There are hats.
No, I would not wear the hat, by the way. No.
Okay. All right. Disappointing. 248-539-9797. I would love to know where people are at with it.